I just saw a very awesome video, and it's about the AFU fighters, or ZSU fighters, so Ukrainian soldiers, and they have arrived to Chicago to get free prosthetics for the limbs that they have lost during the full-scale invasion. And they were met at the airport by, like, it must have been 1,000 Ukrainians, and they were all thanking them for their service, and they were also all singing the Ukrainian anthem, which, I don't know, it was so sweet. And it was the video that I saw right as I opened TikTok, and that was basically why I am 8 or 10 minutes late to the broadcast, because I wanted to do it at 2:30, because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful video. I watched it about, I don't know, 10 times in a row probably. But yeah, hi everybody. Hi Sherry. Hi everyone on YouTube. Hi Juju. Hello. Came up on my TikTok at 8:30 a.m. and made me cry. Hi Lauren. Yeah, I can imagine. Hi everyone. Yeah, I can imagine. I saw that video. It came up on my FYP just now. To be fair, I haven't been on TikTok today yet. It's so like awful outside. It's gonna downpour like now. So I'm staying indoors. I figured I'd do the broadcast right now and then go do errands that I need to do. So yeah, also this is I got a package from Anastasia today, as always. Well, not as always, but these are my favorite days of the week when I get packages from Anastasia. Cześć, Yulia. Hi. Cześć. So this is like handmade in Ukraine. It's a little handmade, hand crocheted little like thing in Ukraine. Anastasia was trying to like sell it for a friend, and I saw it. I saw it online. I saw it on her like story, and I was like, wait, I gotcha. Also, Anastasia got me this, which I'm still trying. Okay, like, do not judge me harshly. Do not laugh at me, because I literally look like I belong on a farm when I wear stuff like this. But so it's like one of these things, and I want to figure out how to like wear that properly so I don't look like a milk maiden. But I really want to like rock this so it looks like fashionable, because if I do it this way, I feel like I just need to go to the farm and and try to sell some milk or get some milk. And thank you so much for the compliment. But yeah, so, and this was also really big. There is this beautiful brand of Ukrainian like headpieces, and it's stuff like that. It's crocheted like kind of scarves, like head scarves. Thank you, Hootie. It's crocheted scarves, and well, this one's, so the thing about this one is that it's really big, and the problem with it is that it's really heavy. But so I found 50 years it'll be perfect. I love your sense of humor, guys. You always make me laugh. But yeah, so basically I found this, well, Anastasia sent me this company, and they make these beautiful crocheted sweaters and crocheted like items of all sorts, and they have these beautiful headpieces, like headscarves, and I really want a couple of them. They're so pretty. I'm also an artist, but I'd like to get into fashion like Balenciaga. Oh, yeah, Balenciaga is, well, see, like, I have an interesting thing with Balenciaga, where like I used to like them a lot until they started attending to like mainstream fashion, and now everything just kind of looks overdone and weird. So it's not my, like, Balenciaga is not my favorite brand right now, or not, like, I don't necessarily respect them as much as I used to. Thank you. but I don't do this little detail thing. Yeah, I can crochet too, but not nearly as detailed as this, like not nearly as elaborate. I think this is really cool. Like I'm trying to figure out how to wear it so it's more because like this is just kind of because I have this tube top thing that's bright pink, and I think it actually would look much better with this crocheted thing. But oh, thank you. But I couldn't find it, and I needed something underneath this because again, it's like it's sheer. So I just found this because it was the only kind of it was the only top that I had that's cut here the same way as this is, because everything else like had sleeves that are a lot more kind of baggy, and so it just looked awful. So yeah, this is my little Ukrainian outfit today. I also got this, which I asked my mom to send them to me. There is a Ukrainian designer, mind you. This was $25. It's Irina Maksimiv, and she makes these beautiful, beautiful modern korali. They're modern korali, so they're basically like, they are these really cool kind of like, it's a spin on traditional Ukrainian jewelry. So this is white, which is why it's really hard to see on here. But so basically it's like, if I were to wear a t-shirt, it's really cool because it just makes everything look so much more like thought through and designed. So if I were to just wear a white t-shirt, this would look so cool with it. But obviously right now I just look like a Christmas tree because there is too much going on with this. But look at how cool they are. They're beautiful. And she makes them in black and red and a lot of different colors. And they're $20 or $25 or something like that, which is crazy. They're handmade. It is not heavy at all because it is not heavy at all because look, see? It's bouncy, like this fabric is bouncy. So yeah, it can be heavy because it would have been droopy. So yeah. So yes. But obviously I can't wear it with this because it's just absolutely way too much, and looks like my tangled headphones. Jeez. Thank you. What a compliment. Hi, Velasi. Looks like my tangled headphones. I will let the designer know that, it looks to you like it was inspired by your tangled headphones. Do you know anything about the Rosa watercolor brand? It claims to be Ukrainian. It might be Ukrainian. Send it to me. So there is, I don't know if there are any Ukrainians here. We have a question. Do we know anything about Rosa watercolor brand? It seems to be Ukrainian. Oh yeah, it's okay to wear if you're not Ukrainian. So you have to order through her Instagram because she's a new store, but it's called Irina Maksimiv. I would ask Kat to please write that. She has an Instagram. Actually, let me show it to you. She has an Instagram, but you have to order through Instagram through her DMs and ask her to ship to the US, which I'm sure she will. It's just that she's like a smaller brand and she doesn't have a website yet. Yeah, I will. So in terms of watercolors, please tell me if you could send it to me in my DMs on Instagram. I would have an easier time telling you if they're Ukrainian because I can look them up. I wanted in English, but I will also show you. Yes, Irina Maksimiv. So this is the brand. Do you guys see it? Or because my iPad, like, I don't know how to see Instagram on my iPad looks very small. She's not on Etsy, but she's not on Etsy, but she is on Facebook somehow. But see, she also makes vyshyvankas. Like, they're beautiful. Irina Maksimiv, yeah. And her Instagram is literally just her name. Just her name. No spaces, no anything. But she makes like beautiful vyshyvankas. Okay, James. See? She makes like a lot of really beautiful stuff. And oh, these are the, see, I have the white ones, and there is also red and black. It's beautiful, yeah. It's really, really nice. And she makes dresses. She can make custom ones. She makes modern ones. She makes traditional ones. She makes like everything you could imagine. Like this is a very modern vyshyvanka. Or rather a modern a modern spin on a vyshyvanka. So that's really cool. I've been in love with Ukrainian brands. They're so they're so they're so nice, and like I love that we are taking our traditional wear and we're trying to make it modern. So, our new generations would want to wear it more. Ukrainian style men's shirts do too. Yes, they do have men's vyshyvankas. Men traditionally also wore vyshyvankas. And also, just for anybody who's wondering, unlike a lot of other cultures, Ukrainians do not consider like non-Ukrainians wearing traditional wear cultural appropriation. We consider it cultural appreciation, because unlike in a lot of other cultures, our traditional wear is not worn for specific things. Like it's not worn for specific rituals. It's not worn for specific holidays. It's just what we used to wear as a nation. So you can wear it whenever, you can wear it wherever, and we appreciate when foreigners wear our traditional clothes because we think it's awesome. Hello.
Hello.
First off, honey, you need sunscreen. Second off, your eyeliner is leaking. I know. It's hot outside.
Yes.
Here, take some sunscreen. You don't you? There's sunscreen right at the exit of the.
I know.
What city is she from? She's from Lviv. Irina Maksimiv is from Lviv, and she makes, I think, from Lviv or like from Lviv region, because my mom was able to pick it up. Someone says, "Oh no, the immigrant came." Time to buy waterproof liner, Vasil. I gotta teach him how to use makeup. He knows one thing. Vasil, look at me. Look at me. Yeah, we need to teach you how to use eyeliner.
I made it in burps like that, by the way.
The leaking part?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it was like.
Okay, well then it's a Gen Z thing that I don't understand. Which is basically everything with Vasil. Awesome. Thank you. And yes. Oh, also, yesterday I was talking about these pants that I got that Vasil absolutely hated, okay, because they're just, I don't know, he thinks they're cringy. Well, I have volume 2. So those were like pants that I would wear indoors, right? These are pants that I would wear outdoors, and they're also from a Korean store, and they're also Korean, and they're like really, they're really like, here's the thing. Yes, I don't appreciate the super baggy style either, but hear me out. And the thing is, they are, ow, my God. I just hit my knee. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, no, and that's my bad knee too. But, ow. But basically, they're really thin and they're so good to wear. Oh no. Oh my gosh, my knee. And it's so bad because this is my bad knee as well. I have Transylvanian shoes on, but shoes I've got now. Oh my gosh. Oh, ow. You guys. Who passed by behind you? No one. Crutch-like? It looked different? What do you mean? Ow. Oh no. It's gonna swell up. This is so not fun. You know, when you turn into a grandma. Okay, so we have about 100 something updates today. Oh, the crush. It's very long. That's like the thing. It's like drop crotch.
Hey, nice to see you. Yes.
Or at least they used to call it in the drop crotch in the 2000s. I hate typing with cell phone, yeah. Okay, so oh, hi, Rue. Good to see you. Let's dive into honey, you got long ways to go. But I feel like a grandma. Everything in my body is like decomposing, I swear. It's like the second that I turned 25, it's like so actually biologically you grow until you're 25 and then you grow old. So your body grows until 25 and from 25 and on you get older. So that's the thing. And I feel like literally at that 25-year mark, everything changed. I can no longer stay up all night. I can no longer do a lot of things when I'm 25. Yeah, I was telling you, Jen, 25 is a breaking point. It's like, your body goes in a counteroffensive. I'm telling you. Heroyam Slava. I wish I could show you that video. I wish I could show you that video that I saw on TikTok of oh, hi Kay. I wish I could show you that video that I saw on TikTok of the Ukrainian soldiers coming to Chicago. After 30, it's downhill. See, that's like the thing. Everybody has different opinions. Some people say after 25, it's downhill, and I am one of those people. Some people say after 30. Some people say after 35. And I'm just like, well, I feel like my downhill definitely started after 25. No, it's getting better, actually. It's just like I banged it not hard. I banged my knee not hard, but I just banged it on like the side of the table, so it went like right into a specific area that I have a trauma in. So it was not it was like a perfect place, perfect time, My beautiful downhill started when I was born. Oh my God, no, guys, don't say that after yourselves. What? Beautiful downhill started when you were born. Absolutely not. Where my knees hate it. Yeah. Also, let me take this off for now because my hair is wet and this is heavy. So if I keep it on my hair, then my hair is gonna like dry super close to my face. But see, this thing is huge. Like that's the thing. Like it's so big. I could technically do this maybe too. It could be like longer, I'm also not good. I don't know how to like properly do this. I need Vasil to teach me because he always tells me that I do everything wrong, Ah. Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. The day is young, the night is young. You can also wear it this way. It's very versatile. It's very versatile crocheted thing. Let's put it that way. Okay. What was I talking about? We are ready to do the news, aren't we? Oh, hi, Suzanne. Good to see you. See, I'm really happy when I see names that I know. I'm really happy when there is a huge concentration of people that I see every day. Because I'm like, I feel like it's a community. I like you guys. Okay, so what do we have? Bali Korabli. Postman EP. Well, let's see. Hi, Rebecca. I've never heard this, but it was suggested to me, so let's see. It's called Postman, Kyiv Streets.
Київські вулиці бачили сніг, чули зізнання в коханні і плач. Знаю слизькі секрети століть, причини усіх перемог і невдач. Це більше, ніж я знаю, пробач. Київські вулиці мають час, в кожному домі десятки очей. Для них дитина кожен із нас, як запах на кожній з наших речей. Ми віримо в янголів і фей. Я бачу магічний театр, зоряний пил, королівські паласи, вершини гір, чув різні легенди, але завжди кожна дорога вертає сюди. Так буде і сьогодні.
Hi, героям слава. See, the interesting thing is that, like,
Сліди.
I actually like it, right? But I think that the problem with this song is that when they mixed it together, they did not, like, the music is too quiet for his voice. It's like his voice is too loud for the music. It's not balanced. That's my problem with it, I think. Oh, hi, Christina.
Київські вулиці чули гріх, звуки оркестрів виконана. Це місто ніколи не стане чужим. Це сонце влаштовує свій парад. Запрошує нас на свій парад. Київські вулиці чули сміх, чули зізнання в коханні і плач. Чули усі секрети століть. Це більше, ніж я чую, пробач.
Hi, Juju.
Це більше, ніж я знаю, пробач. Це більше, ніж я знаю.
Okay, let's also try this one. Oh, awesome. Be careful, because my live was supposed to be restored in the 22nd and did not get restored until the 24th. Oh, interesting. Hi, Mike. Oh, hi, Mike. Hi, Arabella. Hi, Yvonne.
Тільки скроні, биті соні, хтось в полоні, та не тоне, обікай війна, не закінчиться вона. Буде воля, буде скоро, нас для віру мораторій, шансів ворога нема, все одно буде пустро.
Thank you, Alexander.
Наче що зламалось, прошу, дай побороти цю пітьму. А мої міста хай миє дощем, силу розбудив він своїм мечем. А на молоде стали і чути чує. Бо мої степи без краю.
Thank you. Well, we always do a Ukrainian song before we start on the news, so I could play electronic music. I just don't know any electronic music, like neither in English really nor in Ukrainian. It's just not a genre that I listen to, so I don't even know what to look for, because I usually just go into top 100 Ukrainian and try to see, or things as, oh, DJ Nastya, yeah. I've heard about her. How is her to see what's going on in Ukraine? I hope that peace is near. Yeah, Carolina, I really hope that everything in Ukraine gets better. It does look like, according to a lot of international experts, Ukraine is going to go into a counteroffensive in the next 2-3 weeks, into a large-scale counteroffensive, because we've already started. We've already started a small-scale counteroffensive, and I also do hope that peace is near as well. And the more we talk about it, the more we ask our officials to help, the more we ask our officials to send Ukraine exactly what we are asking for in terms of weapons, the faster the peace comes. So thank you very much to everybody who's contributing to talking to their officials, and everybody who's contributing to asking sorry, gosh, sometimes my brain melts, and sometimes I just glitch, I need a software update. Hello. Hello, foreign boy. So basically what I was trying to say is thank you to everybody who keeps following the news, and thank you to everybody who does not forget about Ukraine, and thank you, major thank you for everyone who keeps reposting, sharing, commenting, and just keeping attention on us, because you guys are the reason why we still have coverage. You guys are the reason why we are still being talked about, and why we are still somewhat on the news. Where are you from? I am from Ukraine. I'm from Ukraine, born and raised, but I live in the United States for the last 11 years. Okay, so the news today start with a news update from the United States, and there are forest fires near Yosemite National Park in California. The total fire area reached 38 square kilometers. A large-scale fire is being extinguished by about 400 firefighters. Hello. Bulldozers, helicopters, and planes are involved. More than 6,000 residents have been advised to evacuate. According to experts, California is now experiencing one of the worst droughts in decades, and there are some photos that have been taken from the California wildfires, and I will show you what that looks like. It's quite crazy. Here is what's going on in California today. While these are beautiful photos, it's incredibly terrifying that this is reality, not SFX. You can see the fire from your house. Oh my God. Hi, Sky. Yeah, the world is burning, and it is our fault for sure. Also because we don't take global warming seriously, and we are not actually trying to do anything about it. We're doing the bare minimum to put a check mark and say that, oh yeah, we did try though. Oh wow. This is crazy because this looks like it's straight out of a David Lynch movie. near Yosemite. Exactly. It's like wildlife is suffering the most, and also people are losing their homes because of this. This is crazy, you know? Well, it's hard to see because I have a lot of glare, but you guys get the picture. Oh, here. It does. It's like it looks like scenes from American Horror Story Apocalypse, literally. I don't know if you guys have seen that season, but the season is, well, it's called Apocalypse, and it's about apocalypse, and there was a time where there was like a nuclear strike and everything on the planet got wiped out except for some people that were taken to the bunker. And yeah, that looks like this belongs in the fictitious American Horror Story, but it's real. I couldn't watch AHS between 2017 and 2020. Why? The commander of the 28th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, named after the Knights of the Winter Campaign, Colonel Vitaly Gulyayev, died. This was reported by several People's Deputies and the fifth president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. According to him, Gulyayev was preparing for a counteroffensive. Most likely, he was on the Kherson-Mykolayiv sector of the front. That's so sad. Also, yesterday, I was reading a lot about, so we stopped talking about Azov commanders and Azov warriors who are imprisoned. We stopped talking about them completely, which is really upsetting because they are still prisoners of war, right? And I know that there is nothing currently to be done, but we just need to keep their memory alive because people forget that there is still a lot of them currently like being tortured by Russia. And Denis Prokopenko, the commander-in-chief of the Azov battalion, I was watching interviews with his wife, and I was watching interviews and I was reading about how they met, and she's an illustrator. She is a Ukrainian illustrator, and yesterday she launched a new illustration. I will post a video about it. It's really beautiful, and it's basically about her just waiting for him. And she kind of portrayed herself in that illustration as a bird. And it's really, their story is very sweet. Like, they met online in 2015, and he was already fighting with the Azov battalion on the front lines. And they apparently had like a crazy connection to each other. And every time he would come back from serving, they would go travel the world together. And then they went to Norway, I believe, and he proposed to her in the mountains, and she accepted it right away. And they're a very cute couple, and she looks like a very fragile, sweet, small girl. Like, honestly, I thought she was maybe 20, 22, but she is 27. She's my age. She's just like blonde and blue-eyed and very small, very petite. She kind of looks much younger than what she is. And she's a very strong woman. So she organized a coalition of families of Azov battalion fighters. And she has been the one who has been coordinating it. She has given interviews to a lot of international publications. She has met Pope Francis. Like, she has been really, really pushing for Azov to stay current, and she's been really pushing for their release. And she's amazing. And it's really sad because these guys, like the guys, especially from Azov, they're heroes, the ones from Mariupol, and they have been POWs for over 3 months now, and they still have not been freed, and we don't know what's happening to them. We have no idea how they're being treated. Well, we do know that they're not being treated well because they're Azov, and Russia is obviously going to I don't know, say that they're Nazis and just kind of try and justify it. Also, funny thing. So we have a lot of Bandera related souvenirs in Lviv, where I'm from, because there has been this like whole thing of us being Nazis, like Bandera followers and Nazis, that we kind of leaned into it and made like a souvenir thing out of it. I never told you this, but I've met several Russian people in my life that were genuinely confused as to how I am allowed to speak to them, given that I am from Lviv. That's how far the propaganda of Lviv being like Ukrainian Nazis has been used by Russian Federation, that I've met several Russians in the United States that were genuinely scared and confused as to why I, from Lviv, would be talking to them, how I'm allowed to, why I'm not trying to, like, I don't know, kill them, and why I know Russian. Hi, have you heard from David Malcontent? Do you think he's in Ukraine as he hinted? I know that David was supposed to visit relatives in Poland, as far as I remember. I don't know if he is going to go. Sorry, Sandra is asking me if I have heard from Malcontent. I haven't heard from him. I actually don't we don't really stay super in touch. Like usually I will catch up with him when I come onto when he's live, and I will come onto his broadcast, or he will catch up with me when I'm live and he will like see me live. But I remember him saying that he was gonna go visit relatives in Poland and potentially go try to find out about the castration of Ukrainian soldiers in Ukraine. But I don't know whether either of these things have happened. But if he hasn't been online for a while and he hasn't been responsive, then I would assume that he is visiting his relatives in Poland. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava. Okay, super subs. Brit Special Forces helped liberate Ukraine's Snake Island at SBS-trained Kyiv commandos in Bond-style submarines. British Special Forces helped Ukrainians in preparing for the return of Zmyiny Island. British Special Forces used their experience and equipment, including James Bond-style submersibles, the publication reports. They also trained the Ukrainian military to use underwater tugs with which Ukrainian frogmen scanned the coastal zone of Zmyiny for mines before ordering the main force to attack. So yeah. That's interesting, and that's very interesting. And also someone's asking, Kyiv? Yes, it's Kyiv, but we don't, like in Ukrainian, there is no letter like that. That's a Russian letter. We don't have that, so it's Kyiv with an like that. No, the proper spelling is not Kyiv with a Russian E. The proper spelling is Kyiv with a Ukrainian A. Invaders shelled Nikopol using MLRS. No casualties were reported so far. China warns U.S. of possible military response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. These were unofficial warnings, but the White House is assessing their seriousness. According to the newspaper, the Chinese military might try to block Nancy Pelosi's landing on the island or intercept the plane with the speaker. Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan is scheduled for August. Thank you, Jean. Russian invaders shelled Kharkiv, Chuguyiv, and Mykolayiv at night. About 20 explosions were heard in Kharkiv and southeast of it after 3. About 10 explosions were heard in Chuguyiv, Kharkiv region, 3 as in 3 a.m. Explosions were also reported in Mykolayiv during the night. In Zaporizhia, the night was quiet, but residents could hear the sounds of explosions coming from the region. The city of Nikopol was fired at night from MLRS located in Enerhodar. It was not quiet in Makiyivka and Donetsk. Here are some videos to give you a perspective on what these regions sounded like at night.
может еще одна.
Awesome footage of our aviation in the south of Ukraine. A Mi-24 Crocodile helicopter launches rockets with nose. A 10-year-old girl was injured during the shelling of Dnipropetrovsk region. It's rave music. Yeah. A 10-year-old girl was injured during the shelling of Dnipropetrovsk region. Russian troops. Bayraktar, yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so interesting. So you know the software, the Streamlabs software that I was talking about on previous newscasts so many times? Yes, it's a crocodile helicopter. So it finally decided to start working as a moderator only on Twitch though, and it's so funny because it doesn't do the functions that I set up for it. But what it does do is, right now there was a comment in caps, but it was a good comment, and this software goes, please refrain from spamming caps. I didn't ask them to do that. I asked them to just send quotes from Ukrainian poets every 15 minutes. It doesn't want to do that, but it does say to not use caps. Like, that's too funny. Also, I have so many different quotes that I've been putting up to go on YouTube and Twitch, and it always gives the same quote. It's so annoying. Let me see. It always just literally goes with the same quote. Quote number 3. Yeah, there we go. Viktor Yushchenko. That's a new quote. Streamlabs will be my end. Yes, well, Squirrel has been trying to figure out how to work Streamlabs, and I'm assuming that he figured it out enough. But, you know, sometimes it's not working. So this is a quote that's new. It's by Viktor Yushchenko, and it says, "The conviction of our Ukrainian nation is embedded in the pages of its history." So I think the quote is very nice, and I'm going to try to send some of these quotes just, you know, sometimes. It doesn't work on YouTube. On YouTube, it just like says, I quote. Okay, so Russian troops attacked the region all night long. They hit 3 districts, Nikopol, Dnipropetrovsk, and Kryvyi Rih. Nikopol district, the enemy covered several times with fire from MLRS. They fired about 40 rockets. Two communities, Marhanetska and Mirovska, were hit. 6 private houses and a gas duct were damaged in the latter. A 10-year-old girl was injured. 2 rockets were sent to the Dnipropetrovsky district. They hit an agricultural enterprise in Lyubimovska municipality. 2 hangars caught fire there. The fire was extinguished. There were no casualties. In the Kryvyi Rih district, the enemy fired barrel artillery at Zelenodolska community, fortunately without casualties and or destruction. Also, if you guys are not on YouTube yet, what are you doing? I'm kidding, but if you are new here, I have a YouTube, and I stream at the same time on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So I would love it if you guys would use YouTube, because it does help a lot with watch hours, and also, well, you can have 2 different angles, you know. And if you guys have Gosh, if you want to find my YouTube, it's linked to my TikTok page. It's under my profile picture. And to someone who says you are gold, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't know why I'm gold, but I'll take it. I love those earrings, Yulia. Thank you. I actually have them in. I have a similar pair, but like basically a mismatching pair in blue. They were blue and yellow, and that's why I bought them. And there is a new quote on Streamlabs, and it's or on Twitch, and it's by tranquil living one's heart fattens, and it's by Lina Kostenko. Привет. Thank you. So if you guys do have YouTube, please subscribe to YouTube. It does help me a lot. I would really love that if more people subscribed, and I do. And also, if you missed the news from yesterday, if you missed the news from the day before, if you missed the news from last week, you can catch up on it on YouTube because they always stay there. The Ukrainian armed forces continue to repulse an assault by Russian troops in the Kramatorsk and Bakhmut directions. Fighting continues in places. Kremlin continues forming regional volunteer battalions for deployment in Ukraine, according to the Institute for the Study of War. The military commissar in the Cherepovets district of the Vologda region, Artem Vikharev, said on July 20th that a combat battalion is being formed in the Vologda region. Most likely it is an artillery battalion because, according to Vikharev, volunteers will be sent to unspecified artillery units being formed in the Luga, Leningrad region, where there is a large artillery range. 13th of July, Russian State Duma Deputy Maria Butina reported that a volunteer battalion, Vyatka, is being formed in Kyiv region, which reportedly is almost fully formed as of July 9th. At the time of publication, it was unclear whether the Vyatka battalion had been transferred to training grounds or to Ukraine. The Russian two-main regional informational portal 72.ru reported that the Wagner Group PMC was actively recruiting residents on the two-main region to send to Ukraine on annual contracts. This is also confirmed by a number of other media outlets. Meduza reported the Russian Defense Ministry had previously ordered some detachments of the Wagner Group to redeploy to Ukraine from Syria, Libya, and other places in Africa. It is also noted that detachments under the auspices of the PMC Redut are mainly composed of former soldiers and officers from the blacklists. Also, guys, so this is something that I wanted to talk about but forgot. I found a channel on TikTok. And I'm horrified by this channel. So first of all, it is a woman who is a Soviet Union sympathizer who claims to be a historian, yet has literally no credentials of being a historian. She's just a hobbyist who likes Soviet Union history. She's basically a tanky and a commie. She has a very big kind of misinterpretation of what Soviet Union used to be like. And she wants to humanize the Soviet Union. Her entire channel is dedicated to literally fucking propaganda. She did a TED Talk. She has 170 or something thousand followers, or like 150, or like in the upper hundreds. And this woman is American. Yes, Lady is her. That one. That woman is American, and she keeps talking about how stupid Americans are uneducated about Soviet Union. Yet she is a stupid American, uneducated about Soviet Union. And she talks about how great Soviet Union was, how it's misunderstood, how Lenin was nice, how Stalin was attractive. Again, had a fucking TED Talk. A TED Talk. She keeps saying the historian by this. She's not a historian. I'm gonna show her to you. She's not a historian. Literally, the woman does not have any credentials of being a historian. And this is a video that I found very problematic. First of all, there is a statue of Lenin in Seattle. There is a Lenin, oh, hi, Mashbook. There is a Lenin statue in Seattle, and she brought sunflowers to it. She brought flowers to it, but not just any flowers. She brought sunflowers to it. And she was also saying that DPR and LPR should be independent. And then she was saying that it's bad that RT was blocked in the United States because we need a lot of different perspectives. And she is also, okay, so someone's asking, isn't she wearing a headscarf? Yes, she is. I mean, that doesn't change anything well, as in like, that's not a problem, right? She wears a headscarf because she's a Muslim convert, as in like she converted into Islam. But yeah, but she is, she's fucking insane. Okay.
So why is there a statue of Lenin in Seattle, Washington? In case you don't know, in the Fremont neighborhood of Seattle, Washington, there's a 16-foot tall bronze statue of Lenin. It was one of the many statues taken down in the 1989 revolution. Lou Carpenter, a native of Issaquah, Washington, which is a city in Washington state, discovered this statue when he was visiting Slovakia. He bought the statue for $13,000 and it took another $27,000 to transport it to Washington. He had plans to open up a Slovak restaurant and display the statue outside of it, but unfortunately he got into a car accident. A local bronze sculptor named Peter Beavis wanted to fulfill Carpenter's wishes and took the statue under his reins. He worked out an agreement in which the Fremont Chamber would hold the statue in trust for as long as it took to find a buyer. This was in the 90s, and it still hasn't sold. It's been in Fremont ever since. Ironically, on private property. It is in a very central location and is visited by many. Unfortunately, it gets vandalized quite often. Luckily, for those of us who appreciate history and all of its nuance, it's not going anywhere. And personally, as a historian on Eastern Europe and Russia, I appreciate this awesome reminder of said history in my home city and bring him flowers every year to honor my anniversary. So why is there a
Yeah, she appreciates. Also, she keeps saying, as a historian on Eastern Europe and Russia, again, this woman is not a historian. She's a hobby history enthusiast who is a tanky and loves fascism. Yeah, exactly. She's not a historian. Like she has no credentials of being a historian. And it's crazy to me because she genuinely did like a TED talk, and there are a lot of people thinking that this woman is a historian and just gives you like a deeper look into history that everybody's quiet about. Like, no, she's crazy. She talks about the Soviet Union and how Lenin wasn't as bad as Stalin and stuff like that. And it's like, you have no idea. She's like, oh, people in the comments have never opened a history book. Like, no, honey. People in the comments have family that lived it. You only know this from history books, okay? Mostly from like stupid forums, but from history books. And she says that she's married to like a Russian minority man, so she has all of the reasons to talk about it. And it's like, okay, so you're married to a Russian minority man who has been oppressed by Soviet Union, by Lenin, by Stalin, by everybody else. And you are the one saying that if you're married to a Russian, somehow you know Russian history better and you support communism, even though your husband is a Russian minority? What? Did I get that right? Also, Squirrel, if you're still there, Streamlabs is now actively commenting on Twitch, but it's still not active on YouTube. Yeah, she said she was an Eastern European historian, which I thought was interesting, but then she made a video about how the Soviet Union encouraged native languages, and I asked her about Poland, and she replied, Poland wasn't in USSR. Like, that doesn't answer the question. Yeah, that's like the thing. She doesn't, first of all, again, she doesn't have any credentials of being a historian. And any time that somebody reaches out to her and they tell her as an Eastern European how harmful her content is, like politely, respectfully, or if they like basically correct her on history. No, the quotes are not being put on the video on YouTube. I put them onto the video if I want to, but they're supposed to be in the comments. I can pin them to the video through Streamlabs. Not through Streamlabs, but through StreamYard. But yeah, so this woman is, again, like, she doesn't know what she's talking about, absolutely. And she does not have any, she does not, first of all, languages weren't encouraged in Soviet Union. The only language that was encouraged was Russian, and it wasn't encouraged, it was mandatory. Other languages were wiped out. And anybody who has lived in Soviet Union who isn't Russian will tell you that, especially if they're a Russian minority. Second of all, anytime anybody disagrees with her, anytime anybody politely tells her that she's wrong, or tries to reach out to her and be like, hey, my family lived in Soviet Union, this is damaging content because it's a lie, she just blocks them. About this like crazy tanky lady, I don't want to give her any more, honestly, like, I don't want to give her, I'm not going to be promoting her, I'm not going to be promoting her page because I don't want to give her any more like notoriety, but she is crazy. And to Juju saying that she gets closed captions on YouTube now, I figured out how to basically put closed captions onto lives on YouTube, and it's awesome. So I'm glad that they're working. I'm glad that they are working because I didn't know if they were working in real time. Did you think she's paid by RF? Maybe she should be investigated. It is embarrassing for the city. They can't get rid of it either. Well, why can't Seattle get rid of that statue? Like, I don't understand. Hi, Greece. Well, she's a Stalinist and a Leninist. Oh, it's in private property. Wait, how is it private property? Whose private property? It's like, it looks like it's accessible to. What if somebody vandalizes it in the middle of the night? What if someone, oh yeah, I spaced out. I like literally, the second that she said, I appreciate this thing of Lenin being here, I was just like, nope, I don't need to hear any further. But, no, but what if someone like comes in and like beheads it in the middle of the night? But what if, yeah, I understand that it is a crime, but what if they're like wearing like a ski mask and all black, like, I don't know, suit of some sort to be not distinguishable? Yeah, how expensive are tickets to Seattle this time of year? I mean, like, who's gonna be upset that I like ruined the statue? Or like, not me, not me. Who's gonna be upset that somebody ruined the statue of Lenin? Like, who, except for that one woman? Hold on, buying a bus ticket to Seattle right now. Nastya, I feel like we should hang out in Seattle together. I feel like we should just go to Seattle for no particular reason. Seattle seems nice this time of year. Nastya, right? And then if somebody happens to behead the Lenin statue while we're there, well, what a coincidence. Sandra says, I may or may not have accommodation in Seattle if you decide to visit me. I can pick you guys up from the airport. Listen, Nastya, you can rent metal saws from Home Depot. I would go there as a historian. Yeah, you know, I, as a historian, you know, that's the funny thing. It's like everybody on the internet now has these like credentials from Google School. It's like basically if this woman is a historian, then I should start going on the internet and saying, so, as a Ukrainian and Eastern European historian, accredited by my own self, I have accreditation from my own self. Let's start getting bail money together. Nastya, we talk. We talk in private. We talk about our trip to Seattle. If this is moving beyond a joke, discussion should maybe move to Signal. Well, if it is going to move beyond a joke. Oh, so apparently now you can apply for TED Talks. So I actually was like, I was sort of like considering applying for a TED Talk. I'm not even kidding. I was considering doing that and talk about like Ukrainian history. And like apparently they don't check your credentials anyway. So hey, I'm a self-accredited Ukrainian historian now. You know, I can go on TED Talk and talk about my self-accreditation and how accredited I am. Except, unlike this woman, I would not be saying that I'm a historian. I would literally say that I'm a history enthusiast, and I'm a self-accredited historian, just like, or rather, I would go on there and be like, hi, just like Lady Izdihar, I'm a self-accredited historian, except she doesn't mention that she's a self-accredited historian, and I do, because, well, you know, apparently TED Talk doesn't care anymore whether you actually have a history diploma or whether you actually have any accreditation. Hi, Pauline. Nastya, I just have to get back across the border real quick after our coffee. Yeah, I mean, hey, Nastya, I'm from Lviv. You know I like good coffee. Seattle is known for its good coffee. You really want to go get coffee with me, so we meet in Seattle, in Fremont, for coffee. I heard Fremont has really good coffee. Yeah. Okay. In the south, the AFU attacked 5 enemy strongholds and destroyed 66 invaders. Air forces struck 3 enemy strongholds in the Borislavsky district. 2 more were worked on by Mi-8 and Mi-24 pairs in the Kherson district. Destroyed 66 Russian soldiers, invaders, 5 tanks, 2 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzers, 2 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzers, and Fagot anti-tank missile launchers. Or Fagot. I feel like that is not a very good name for an anti-tank missile launcher. 2 ammunition depots, 3 armored vehicles, and 9 vehicles. The command and control post of the enemy's 785th Separate National Guard Special Forces Detachment was also destroyed. Ukrainian strikes in the past week damaged all 3 Russian-controlled bridges leading to Kherson. Institute for the Study of War. Other findings from the American Institute for the Study of War in the morning of July 25th include Ukrainian officials are increasingly acknowledging Ukrainian counteroffensives in the Kherson region. Russian forces have launched limited ground attacks in the Kherson region. On July 24th, Russian forces launched limited ground attacks northwest of Slovyansk, east of Siversk, and south of Bakhmut. The Kremlin faces growing, though very limited, internal dissent from ethnic minorities who disproportionately bear the burden of the Russian war in Ukraine. Russian occupation authorities continue to set conditions for annexation referendums in the occupied territories and recruit Russian civilians for reconstruction work. Russian troops from 3 sides tried to reach the border of Luhansk region. Briefly about the situation in the Luhansk region from the head of the army, Serhiy Haidai. The enemy has fired 3 rockets, 3 massive artillery attacks, and 2 prolonged mortar attacks over the past 24 hours. 3 more times the Russians attempted a tank offensive. The invaders have not abandoned their intentions to develop an offensive against major cities in Donbass, but so far they have frozen in the Luhansk region. They die without ever seeing the neighboring region. They're attacking several directions at once. the Verkhnekamenske, Bologorivka, Verkhnekamenske, and Verkhnekamenka, Ivano-Darivka sections in the Donetsk region. Not only did the Russians fail to advance in all of these directions, but they also missed the fighters permanently left in Ukrainian soil. The enemy is firing fighter jets, firing rocket and barrel artillery, and using drones. The Russians wounded 8 civilians in the Donetsk region last day. 3 in Pavlivka, 1 in Bakhmut, 1 in Halotsinivka, and 1 in Mykolayiv, 1 in Yuzhny, and 1 in Siversky. Occupation authorities in Kherson region reported that the Ukrainian currency hryvnia will be withdrawn from circulation in the temporarily occupied part of the region. It is also noted that preparations for a referendum are being made. By the way, in the part of the temporarily occupied Zaporizhzhia region, authorities also want to hold a referendum in the first half of September. Updated, also in part of the occupied Zaporizhzhia region, began issuing Russian birth certificates. Well, that's okay. They can take that information from the Russian birth certificates, and Ukraine will give them new birth certificates, because most parents have DIA anyway. What happened a few hours ago? Also, I really like your profile picture, Zero. Did you use an app to do this, or are you just good at design? Oh, in British Columbia, really? Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Oh my God, that's so cool. I love that. You're an illustrator. Hi, Sophia. Well, I will follow you, because I will DM you to see if maybe I could order because I keep changing my profile photo because I want something illustrated. But like the Ukrainian American Spy logo is awesome, but I also want it to be more like recognizable as me, not as that. So I really, really want to maybe like do something, something blendable into a Ukrainian American Spy theme with maybe my face there. So I would love to talk. Okay, Vancouver, British Columbia. A man who targeted homeless people fatally shot 2 men in Vancouver suburb before being shot and killed by police. Authorities said Monday. Police had issued a cell phone alert saying they were at the scene of several shootings involving transient victims. Yeah, I got a text alert this morning. I think 3 people died and 2 injured. Yeah, so this is what 3 dead, including gunmen in Canada shooting. 1 dead, several. Yeah, so this is earlier. So Reuters. Langley, British Columbia, July 25th. 3 people, including the suspected gunman, were killed in a series of shootings early on Monday in the Canadian province of British Columbia, police said. Authorities had earlier issued an emergency alert for multiple shootings in the city of Langley involving homeless people and asked residents to stay away from the area. We're actively investigating a series of shootings that has left 2 dead, 1 in critical condition, and another with serious injuries, said Chief Superintendent Galib Bayani of the Regional Royal Canadian Mounted Police Force. At this time, we don't know the motive behind this deadly incident, nor if there was any relationship between the deceased suspect and the victim. A Reuters witness saw 2 black SUVs similar to those used by police emergency response teams in a ditch near one of the shooting sites. 1 vehicle had bullet holes in the windshield. Police in Langley, a suburb of Vancouver, said they responded to multiple reports of shots fired with several victims in several different scenes throughout the city of Langley and 1 scene in the township of Langley, and asked the public to remain out of several areas, including the parking lot of a casino and a bus stop. In an alert sent to British Columbia residents' phones, police said the shootings involved transient victims or homeless people. The alert said the suspect was described as a white man in overalls and a camouflage t-shirt. During their interaction with the suspect, police fired their weapon, hitting the man. He was pronounced dead at the scene, police said in a statement. Multiple shootings are much less common in Canada than in neighboring United States. Canada has stricter gun laws than its southern neighbor, though Canadians are allowed to own firearms as long as they have a license. One of Canada's worst mass shootings took place in 2020 when a gunman driving a fake police car shot 13 people and killed another 9 in a fire he set alight in Portapique, Nova Scotia. So that's about it for this article. That's what happened, and so far that's all they have. That's all they have from the news. That's horrible though, Nastya. Please stay safe and don't go outside maybe because, well, is that anywhere close to you? Oh, hi, Graham. Good to see you. See, another thing that I like about earlier broadcasts is that European people can make it onto here. Russian troops shelled the outskirts of Kramatorsk at night. There were no casualties, but there was destruction in the private sector, said the city's mayor, Alexander Honcharenko. Konstantinivka also came under fire. In Kharkiv region, the invaders shelled Chuguyiv. A woman was wounded, people under the rubble of the destroyed building. In Chuguyiv, the invaders fired at a school and a house of culture. There were people in one of the premises. 3 of them have already been rescued. 3 more, a man and 2 women, under the rubble. They do not respond. A 46-year-old woman was wounded. Preliminary, the invaders shelled Chuguyiv with S-300 surface-to-air missiles. Some missiles were shot down by the AFU. There are hints in the ground. And this on Russia's war crimes. It was a city about 30 kilometers away from Vancouver. Gotcha. Okay, so seems like you are pretty safe. Good. Cat, still stay home. Do not go outside. The kitten rescue lady. Oh no. There will be no heating season in Slavyansk. Mayor Vadim Lyakh. We understand that if the temperature is below 0, the tank with water will freeze. The cistern that we chase and leave overnight will freeze. You'll heat your apartment, that's if there is electricity, but the sewer system will freeze. This is where you need to think seriously about how to go on, how to survive. Survive because there will be no heating season in fact. He called on residents to evacuate the city because there will be an attempt to seize the city by Russian troops anyway. According to Lyakh, about 22,000 people remain in Slavyansk, including about 3,000 to 4,000 children. This is what Slavyansk city sign looks like now. If you look at it, it's been completely shot at from every angle imaginable. And it says Ukraine above everything over there. Time to make wood fire stoves. Time to evacuate. British intelligence update. Inconclusive fighting continues in both the Donbas and Kherson sectors. Russian commanders continue to face a dilemma whether to resource the offensive in the east or to bolster the defense in the west. On 18th of July 2022, intelligence identified a Russian military vehicle refit and refurbishment facility near Parvinok in Russia's Belgorod Oblast, 10 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. At least 300 damaged vehicles were present, including main battle tanks, armored personnel carriers, and general support trucks. Доброго вечора. Also, hi, Magnus. In addition to its well-documented personnel problems, Russia likely continues to struggle to extract and repair the thousands of combat vehicles which have been damaged in action in Ukraine. And this is British intelligence. Also, guys, if you do have YouTube, but you don't follow me there yet, please consider following me on YouTube. And if you follow me on YouTube and you're watching it on TikTok, I would prefer that you watch it on YouTube or Twitch because watch hours are incredibly important and really helpful. And if you don't follow me on YouTube, then my YouTube is connected to my profile, and there is a link to it right under my profile picture. It looks like a little play button. You can click on it and it'll take you straight to my channel. Oh yeah, this is an ambulance. That's just how ambulances in New York sound, and they're incredibly annoying, and fire trucks and police vehicles sound about the same. Thank you so much. And oh, thank you, Jen. And if you guys, це не тривога. Це є сирена, це є, this is an ambulance vehicle. I'm in New York City, so this is not an air raid siren. Це не тривога. А в нас в Києві тривога. There is an air raid alert in Kyiv. Mugshotty is in Kyiv. No, that's really sad. I'm really sorry. I hope that everything is going to be okay. Also, guys, let me turn off the AC because it's getting really... Oh, in Cherkasy, there is an air raid as well. Air raid siren as well. Let me turn off my AC because I'm freezing, and I'll be back in a second. Yeah, half of the country is an air raid. Of course, there is. That's been like that for the past couple of weeks, right? It's awful. Also, guys, I have some fantastic news for some of you. This is like, I mean, obviously, this is not the best time to give you fantastic news, but I will be raffling. I will be putting something up for a giveaway. This is a magnet with a hyphae. With the Russian worship, go F yourself. These are the second rendition of the Russian worship stamps. And these are just very cute stickers dedicated to Patron, Palenitsa. You know, if you get it, you get it. Mriya, farmers, and Molotov cocktails. So this is something that I'm going to be putting up for raffle. For a giveaway. And what I'm going to try to do, because I'm trying to increase the reach of news about Ukraine, is I'm going to start mentioning this because mentioning this on lives, because basically the objective is I'm at 51,000 followers. I'm trying to increase my reach so more people can get news about Ukraine. If we get to what's a reasonable amount of followers to get to do a giveaway? Like, what's a reasonable amount? Oh, Zelensky and Azov Legos. Yeah, Zelensky Legos were like sold out immediately. Azov Legos, I think, are still not out. I mean, like, they're releasing them, but they're not out. Kat says 75K. Well, I think that like increments of 5 are probably reasonable, right? So no, Kat, 75K is 25,000 followers. That's a lot of 1,000 followers to ask for. Thank you so much, Mugshotty. That's really, really, really helpful. Hi, Forrest. Good to see you. But yeah, I think that maybe 60, I think that 55 to 60K is a good aim. So at 60K, yeah, 60K, I think 60K could be reasonable. So at 60K, I will be giving this away. I will be doing a giveaway of these awesome things. So if you don't follow me, this is a limited edition post stamp from Ukraine. These are also stickers that are hard to get. They're from Ukraine. And this is a magnet with Russian worship. Well, Kat, I said reasonable. I did not say small. I said think reasonable. Thank you, Suzanne. And Kat was like, yeah, 75,000. Just like, let's get her 25,000 followers. That's nothing. No, Kat. Yeah, I will be doing a giveaway. Well, basically, help me get to 60K and I will do a giveaway. And the only reason that you are promoting war, you are promoting misinformation. And also, please don't use a gymnast emoji because that's my grandfather and I really don't like you talking out of your ass with an emoji about my grandfather. That's disrespectful. Okay, some of you are saying 100K and 100K. Okay, like we can't double. Like this is not a giveaway for 100K. Okay, for 100, if we get me to 100K, the puppy is rested. Hi, Alex. Cindy is literally sleeping. But 100K giveaway, I will do something. Like if we get me to 100,000 subscribers in order to increase the reach about Ukraine, I will do an incredible major giveaway. Like I will literally get a bunch of stuff from Ukraine, and trust me, for $100,000 for 100,000 followers, we will do a very, very big, awesome giveaway. But that's maybe in the near future, in some sort of a future, but not anytime soon. Also, Anastasia, my aunt, sent me these, which I find so cute. They're like temporary tattoos. And you know, like usually I think temporary tattoos are pretty tacky, but like I love these. I kind of want to put this one somewhere in myself. And I really like the sunflower. So I shall be doing that sometime soon. And I also got this awesome thing today, which is called Ukrainian figures, basically, like Ukrainian action figures, but they're like poets and like famous people who contributed a lot to Ukrainian culture and history. So when you open it, the first person in here is Lesa Ukrainka, I believe. Oh no, it's Hrigory Skovoroda. Yeah, Hrigory Skovoroda, which is one of the poets. Then it's Lesa Ukrainka, and it has beautiful illustrations in this book. And this book is like, it's nothing super fancy, as in like you can buy it in different bookstores. And Anastasia just sent it to me, which I find is so nice. This is Mikhailo Kotsubinski. Oh yeah, tattoo artists. I can imagine they're thriving. There is Marta Bocharova. She's a tattoo artist from Lviv, and one day I really want to get a tiny little tattoo from her. That's the thing. I designed a little trident out of the words dim, and dim means home. And so I wanted to do that, but I'm going to wait, and I'm going to if I'm going to get a patriotic tattoo, I'm going to get it in Ukraine. But I also don't want like a cheesy patriotic tattoo, as in like I want it to be like something mine, you know? Yeah, so there is also Vasil Stefanik, there's Olga Kobolyanska. Like, you know, they're, oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Like, they're so cool. This book is amazing. I'm such a fan. Oh, Григорій Квітка Основ'яненко. So yeah, at 100,000 subscribers, we would get a giveaway with like a bunch of awesome books about Ukraine and a bunch of like cool Ukraine materials, and maybe some like Ukrainian, I don't know, something from like Ukrainian brands. Yeah, at 100,000 subscribers, we would have a huge giveaway. I got a sunflower for Ukraine back in March. Oh, that's awesome. So thank you, Mariana. Okay, Russia may start bombing our bridges over the Dnipro after taking the Russians to the cauldron near Kherson and successful strikes by the AFU and infrastructure objects on the captured territories. Deputy Director of the Center for Army Conversion and Disarmament of International Issues, Mikhailo Samus. That is why, in his opinion, Ukraine needs to deploy a multi-layered and comprehensive air defense system. The AFU needs medium and long-range missiles. No. medium and long-range systems to shoot down cruise and ballistic missiles, which may soon fly to ports and bridges. We need to address the air defense issues immediately in a situation where German IRIS-T SLMs are delayed again. We need to get NASAMS and more of them, said the expert. Is the book in English? This one isn't, but we do have, I think we have, some of the books have English renditions. Oh yeah, wait, so yes, so the book is both in, wait, the book is in both languages actually. I didn't even realize, that's awesome. So like, look, Hrvatska roda, 1722 to 1794. Humanist, philosopher, poet, teacher, and composer. He had a significant influence in the development of Ukrainian culture. When Catherine the Great invited him to settle down in St. Petersburg, he refused. Pipe and sheep are more valuable to me than a royal crown. Леся Українка, 1871 to 1913. Poet, writer, translator, and folklorist. She was an active participant in the Ukrainian national movement as a civil and feminist activist. She enriched the Ukrainian literature with her artistic interpretation and female images in her poetry. Mykolayiv, 1809 to 1852. Novelist, poet, and publicist. Master of romantic grotesque and an outstanding comedian, one of the creators of the Cossack myth in Ukraine. Gogol's works were turned into films numerous times. Oh, Ivan Franko, 1856 to 1916. Writer, poet, publicist, translator, scholar, public and political figure, literary innovator. One of the key personalities who promoted a wider use of the word Ukrainians to describe the people who lived in the Austrian province of Galicia, which is part of the modern-day Ukraine today. So these are more like posters, right? But they also talk briefly about the people who are on them. And this is a really beautiful book. I think it's so cool. Look how beautiful these are. I'm obsessed with this book. It's so cool. Yeah, the book has both Ukrainian and English. You think I can translate that fast? No. You think I can just read Ukrainian and easily just well, the name of the book, hi John, is Діячі України, but it's like Ukrainian action figures, basically, I would say. Let me see if they translated it. Prominent Ukrainians is a project about famous Ukrainian people. It promotes Ukrainian history and culture in terms of modern graphic art. Oh. So this is Administration of the President of Ukraine, Illustrators Club, Pictoric, and it's Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. So I don't know if it's with the Видавництво Старого Лева. Let me see. No, it's Publishing House Art Book, 2015. Publishing House Art Book, 2015. The ISBN is, ready? 978-617-7. Okay, 978-617-7110-18-6. Called Prominent Ukrainians. Hi Jason, good to see you. Melly, did you get the, oh, too fast, okay. Okay, I will do it again. ISBN of this book is 978-617-7110-18-6. You can also go on YouTube and rewind it, and it'll be there. Yeah, awesome. China has stopped investing in Russia under One Belt, One Road project, Financial Times. Beijing has not entered into agreements with Russian organizations as part of this initiative. This means that Beijing does not want to fall under sanctions against the backdrop of the war in Ukraine. The Russians know they're finished, the head of Ukrainian intelligence, Kyrylo Budanov. Instead of Soviet weapons, we now use the latest Western ones. If we get long-range ammunition, we will use it. And the Russians know that either way, with these weapons, they're finished. Major General Kyrylo Budanov, head of the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, told the Washington Post in a comment. Well, I agree with him. I hope that it's true. More than 1,044 children were killed or injured as a result of the Russian armed aggression in Ukraine. As of the morning of July 25th, the official number of child victims remained unchanged at 358. The number of injured increased over 686. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban spoke out against mixing European and non-European races, angering the opposition and European politicians. We, Hungarians, are not a mixed race, and we don't want to become a mixed race. Orban said, adding that countries where Europeans and non-Europeans mix are no longer nations. Katalin Czech, a member of the European Parliament from the opposition Momentum Party, hinted that such remarks were reminiscent of Nazi Germany and wrote on Twitter, "Your skin color may be different, you may come from Europe or from other countries, but you are one of us and we're proud of you. Diversity strengthens a nation, not weakens it." Romanian MEP Alin Mituta also reacted angrily to Orban's comments, talking about racial or ethnic purity, especially in a mixed region like Central and Eastern Europe, is deceptive and dangerous. Well, Orban is a fascist. Hi, user 2772. This live is about Ukraine and news about Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, like, well, they used to be Ugro-Finnic tribes, basically, and Hungarians are incredibly mixed. And the fact that people are Orban is a fascist. Orban supports Putin. Orban supports Hitler. So it's like a crazy thing. It's an incredibly crazy thing. Like, that's what I was saying. It's like the fact that Europe is still not like taking direct action in order to take Hungary out of the European Union is kind of like hard for me to understand, because Hungary, with Viktor Orban as its president, at the head of the parliament, they're a fascist nation just as much as Russia is. They are a dictatorship just as much as Russia is. So I don't understand why the European Union does not have a protocol to exclude countries from the European Union if they completely change 180. Because in order for you to be in the European Union, you have to have democratic elections, which Hungarians are saying really weren't. And in order, you have to have a democracy, and Hungary is not a democracy. So I don't understand, like, what's up there? The first 3 German Leopard self-propelled air defense units arrived in Ukraine. Ukrainian Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov. Hi, Bali. Good to see you. Today, the first 3 Leopard systems officially came in. There are anti-aircraft missile systems. With them, we received several tens of thousands of ammunition. All in all, we're expecting 15 Gepard systems. 3 have already entered Ukraine today, and they're already at the disposal of the AFU. He also stressed that the Defense Ministry is negotiating with partners to provide modern tanks, in particular Leopard and Abrams. Meanwhile, the ruling coalition in Germany came out in favor of direct deliveries of tanks to Ukraine. The US and Ukraine are developing a plan B to get grain out of the country after Russia attacked the port of Odessa. CNN quoted US Agency for International Development Administrator Samantha Power as saying, Plan B includes roads, railroads, rivers, sending barges, and adjusting rail systems to better align with European ones for rapid exports. According to Samantha Power, about 20 million tons of wheat and corn are stuck in the port of Odessa. She hopes the grain deal will somehow take hold, even though Russia immediately turned its back on the agreement by attacking Odessa. the main ports specified in the agreement. Meanwhile, the speaker of the Odessa EMA, Serhiy Bratchuk, said, the water area and ports will not be completely demined and narrow routes will be left for ships. There is a mechanism to suspend certain rights from a member's... Okay, here. There is a comment on YouTube and it says, there is a mechanism to suspend certain rights from a member state. While rights can be suspended, there is no mechanism to expel a state from the union. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying, that well, first of all, Hungary needs to be stripped of those rights because, again, a dictatorship and a fascist republic. But also, it's crazy that there is no way to expel somebody from the union if they don't meet the criteria to be in the union anymore, you know? So it's just kind of really strange. So at that point, you can do whatever you want and you're not going to be punished, basically. Okay. Lukashenko instructed to arm rangers and train them in the military business just in case. Previously, Lukashenko instructed to train and arm several thousand rescuers so they could be used on a par with the security forces. Also, this book is on Amazon. I saw a comment saying that it's on Amazon. So if you guys are interested, you can find it on Amazon. 152nd day of the war. And a new batch of photos from Volodymyr Zelensky. Protecting unity now, working together for victory is the most important national task that we all must fulfill. Texas is our Hungary? Yeah, pretty much. PT91 sorry? No, not phone battery die. Some glitch. Glitching because I think my phone is getting a little heated is what I think is happening. Yeah, I know I'm back. I can see when I'm back because it shows me from red to green. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So PT9120 from Poland are already in Ukraine. Head of Ukrainian presidential office, Andriy Yermak. Now it's official. Eurovision 2023 will be held in the UK on behalf of Ukraine. The European Broadcasting Union and the BBC have confirmed that the Eurovision Song Contest 2023 will take place in the UK. Thank you, James. On behalf of this year's winner, Ukraine. Oh. Hi, Rainbow Rain. I was just talking about it. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, it said that it's not going to be in Ukraine, but well, what can we do? Honestly, I don't know if we are hoping that Ukraine will be safe by then, but also we can never know. Ex-Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Konstantin Hryshenko, and Ex-Minister of Justice, Alexander Lavrinovich, were informed of suspicion of treason in the Kharkiv Accords case, Prosecutor General's office. As a result of such actions by the suspects and other persons in April 2010, an agreement was agreed upon, signed and ratified, which extended the stay of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation on the territory of Ukraine by 25 years. This created favorable conditions for further re-equipment and modernization of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation, as well as its increase in the territory of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and Sevastopol instead of withdrawing from Ukraine. Pre-trial investigation and criminal proceedings is carried out by investigators of the State Bureau of Investigation. 2 drones were shot down in Volyn. The wreckage hit private homes. A man died. The head of the Volyn army, Yuri Pogulyayko. It is also known that the several people were injured. More details are not reported. But local publics published photos and videos from the place where downed UAVs hit private homes. Together with Ukraine Now, economist, lecturer at MIM Kyiv Business School, managing partner and senior economist of Ukraine Economic Outlook, Mykolayiv, in a special interview for the Parahovorka, we discussed the state of the economy of Ukraine, policy of the NBU and the Ministry of Finance of Ukraine, state regulation of fuel and gas prices, forecast for the hryvnia against the dollar and the euro by the end of 2022, what sanctions do to Russia, and what sanctions does Russia need to end the war. There is a YouTube link for this video, and I will post it under the description of this video, but I'm also posting it in the comment section on YouTube and Twitch. Russia's obligations under the grain agreement do not prevent the continuation of the special military operation, according to the main orc-looking gremlin creature of Russia that we heard of as Lavrov. There is nothing in the obligations that Russia has assumed, including under the agreements signed on July 22nd in Istanbul, that would prohibit us from continuing the special military operation by destroying military infrastructure and other military targets, he said. Sir. The invaders are preparing for a counteroffensive in the Kherson direction and are moving equipment there through Melitopol. Eyewitnesses report that combat vehicles OSA, ZRK, MLRS, BTRMB Turtle armored vehicles passed by the cemetery in New Melitopol. Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava. Rainbow Rain, thank you for being here and listening. Ukraine has ground down Russia's arms business. Ukraine has deprived the Russian Federation of a large source of income, foreign policy, citing Pentagon representatives. According to the publication, Russia's losses in equipment on the battlefield slowed down the export of weapons to Africa. This could lead to substitution by supplies from China and the US. Bomb shelters will appear in Kharkiv, Mayor Ihor Terechov. These will be reinforced concrete structures located next to bus stop pavilions in the event of a threat from artillery shelling. It will be possible to hide there and wait out the air raid. There are such shelters in Israel, for example, and they show themselves to be effective in terms of protection against shells and fragmentation, said the mayor of Kharkiv. Hi, Joe. Installation of such stops will begin in the near future on the 25 busiest transport lines. That's actually a great idea, but it's awful that Ukraine has to do that in order to feel safe, you know? And this is basically what that looks like, what that would look like, right? So this is kind of an example of what that looks like. In the near future, the People's Deputy of the Servant of the People, Olha Suvhiria, may become a judge of the Constitutional Court, and another People's Deputy of the SN, Andrei Kostin, will be nominated for the post of Prosecutor General, ex-Speaker of the Verkhovna Rada, Dmytro Razumkov. Large-scale air raid almost all over the country. The only oblasts or regions where there are no air raids is Kherson, Vinnytsia, Khmelnytsk, Ternopil, Rivne, Volyn, Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk, Chernivtsi, and Zakarpattia. Now, Zhytomyr, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kyiv, Poltava, Cherkasy, Kirovograd, Kharkiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Luhansk, Mykolayiv, and Odessa are under air raid sirens. Make a coffee. I want to see the Nespresso in action. I'm still drinking my coffee. I don't want any more coffee right now. The very rocket over Uman that flies towards Kyiv. In the suburbs of Kharkiv, an explosion is reported. An explosion is reported in the Kyiv region as well. 1 second. Ukrainian team handed over quadricopters and sites to the front line. Volunteer headquarters, Ukrainian team handed over quadricopters, thermal imaging sites, as well as more than a ton of medicines. Quadricopters are drones. More than a ton of medicine for wounded soldiers to Ukrainian defenders on the front line, said head of the headquarters, Artur Palatny. You know, my dad called it quadricopter, and I was like, what is that? Thank you, Mariana. Thank you so much. Also, let me go grab Vasil for a second because I need to grab something from my room and put something to charge, and I don't want to leave you alone because it's boring, you know? Vasilko, come here. He gets scared anytime I call his name because he thinks I'm about to like lecture him on something. Do you want to hang out here for a second?
Yeah, I can hang out here.
Yeah, I can hang out here.
Yes, why not?
I now have a gothic child.
Gothic. No, I'm not a goth actually. Sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I just want to look like that, but not always. Hello, everyone. Actually, everything looks like that. Oh my gosh. So, I'm back to you. I like it. Hello, Jen Johnson. Nice to see you. Wow, a lot of beautiful people everywhere. I hope you enjoy this girl's live. Her phone is running out of battery. What the hell? It's gonna. Oh, she actually. Where did she go to get? You're so cute. I love it. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Not a child, a young man. Yes. If Yulia calls me a child, I'm gonna call her my mommy. My mommy. I'm in love with an M girl. What do you mean by that? My day is doing okay. I'm just sometimes like a lot of things. No, you're not a child. When you will upload on YouTube, I actually got filmed video about my mommy Yulia. Sometimes I have filmed video about my fleeing on YouTube, but then not on YouTube. I filmed it, and then I was like, I should delete it because like I showed it to Yulia, and we were like, yeah, it works, but it's not the catchy. Why Yulia calls you an adopted brother? Because we come along well, I would say, and who else she can call me? So I have uploaded video and I was like, something is wrong here. So I'm about to make another video, but I'm gonna do
Yes,
it.
you can. You don't have to get up yet.
So I'm gonna film that video. Yulia, why are you so clumsy?
Because you know nature.
Yeah, I
Also,
do.
for the first time in forever, it's kind of hot in this house, so
It's hot?
cold in this house. I mean,
Yeah, it is because it was even raining outside.
yeah, it's supposed to rain more. There's gonna be like a little brief pause between like 5 and 7, and I'm planning on running errands in that time
You're
frame.
gonna run?
No, running errands.
What does that mean?
Errands, like things that I need to do.
Oh, okay.
No, someone's inviting you for battle.
Okay, this is my friend.
Hello.
I'm back. So guys, see you soon.
Oh my gosh, why do you always have to show your nipples? Like, I'm convinced you're doing it on purpose at this point.
No, I don't. Actually, I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, so I changed a little bit, let's Ukrainianize myself back. I'm gonna put the chustinka on my head. Also, here is a word I'm gonna teach you. This is a chustina. Hoostyna. So a headscarf is a chustinka. Gosh, my hair dried in the weirdest way possible. I'm not a fan. Let's do.
Look what she's doing.
Help me.
Yes.
Help me, child. You're much more well versed in this. I was saying I want to look, I want to look cool, not like a milk maiden. But for some reason, the only way
I
that
asked Yulia if she can milk a cow.
no,
Because I can.
I can't milk a cow, dude. I grew up in the city. I've never seen a cow up close.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen it. Huh, interesting. Ukrainian name of the city is Dnipro, but that of the region hasn't changed yet, and it's still Dnipropetrovska Oblast, right? Yes, but they have talks. So there is a good question here. You've been to Lancaster, yes, but I haven't seen like a cow up close. I haven't come up to a cow. I've been next to a horse. Okay, so Ukrainian name of the city is Dnipro, but that of the region hasn't changed yet, and it's still Dnipropetrovska Oblast, right? Yes, it hasn't changed yet, but there is talk of changing the name of the region as well. Привет, Nazar. My cousin Nazar is here. Also, someone's asking if Ukrainian girls wear flower crowns on special occasions. Yes and no. We do wear flower crowns mostly for like holidays, and they used to be worn for like Ivana Kupala. They used to be worn on Andriya and stuff like that. But now, if you want to wear a flower crown, you're welcome to wear a flower crown with your traditional Ukrainian attire. In fact, when I was a kid, on every September 1st, we had to wear like a full Ukrainian attire, not the flower crown, but like some people did wear it. But like the plachta is the skirt, and vyshyvanka and all that jazz. And I used to hate it so much. And now I was about to ask my mom if she still has my childhood plachta, because at some point I was kind of plump as a kid. And so it was like a little bigger and and I'm short. So like, I'm sure I could still like fit in it, And it was a nice plachta. According to him, NATO will provide Ukraine with hundreds of man-portable complexes to counter drones. Коли ти була дитиною, ти також так багато говорила. Nazar says that when I was a kid, I used to speak exactly as much as I do now. Well, я тобі скажу, що я наразі так багато не говорю, тому що, по-перше, я дуже багато веду цих новин, і мені потім не хочеться говорити взагалі, а по-друге, я насправді вже так багато не говорю, але просто тут це допомагає. NATO will provide Ukraine with hundreds of man-portable complexes to counter drones. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg for the Serbian newspaper Kurir. According to him, Ukraine will receive a comprehensive assistance package, including secure communications, fuel, medicine, and protective vests equipment to protect against mines, chemical and biological threats, as well as hundreds of man-portable anti-aircraft systems. Stoltenberg added that in the long term, NATO will help Ukraine move from obsolete Soviet-era equipment to modern equipment, develop interoperability, and strengthen security defense positions. Yulia being roasted by family members. Oh, I welcome Yulia being roasted by family members. Why wouldn't Yulia be roasted by family members? I barely ever see them, so if they want to roast me, they're welcome to. They want to roast me, they're super welcome to. Also, who else is going to roast me other than my family members? Like, come on. My friends don't usually watch this, and sometimes when they do, they roast me as well. So it's like, bring it on. Bring it on, honey. Speaking of, Nazar knows how to milk a cow. Unlike me, Nazar has seen a cow in person. So, just FYI. Oh, дякую. Also, Nazar, you know what I was telling people the other day? I was telling them about that time that my dad sent me, Nastya, you, and Yerema to Terebezhi, and there was nothing to eat but freaking chicken. And like there were cherries on the trees and apples on the trees, and it was hot as hell. And my dad said that he would pick us up the day later, then came in and literally did not pick us up for another like week. And then there was like an icon of Jesus in Tarabashi, and that house was like I have childhood PTSD from that Tarabashi house, honestly. Like I still have that trip in my nightmares. I'm not even kidding. Chicken and eggs meals, chicken and eggs, yay! Chicken and Jesus and chickens, literally. The only thing that I remember from that trip is Jesus and chickens. I'm not kidding. Are you from Ukraine? Yes, I was born and raised in Ukraine. And Nazar is safe. He is in Lviv, which is the safer region, at least for now. But realistically, no one's safe in Ukraine. So safe for now, hopefully forever. President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, and President of the Republic of Guatemala, Alejandro Giammattei, made statements for the press after the talks in Kyiv and answered their questions. Today, the President of Guatemala, Alejandro Giammattei, and I agreed to further join our efforts on international platforms with the aim to further isolate Russia and increase its price for the war. Also, during the visit, an intergovernmental agreement on the mutual cancellation of visa requirements was signed, and a trade and economic dialogue was initiated to implement specific projects without intermediaries. I am convinced that this will contribute to the development of business, social, and industrial ties between our countries. Gluten-free waffles, no. We didn't even know what gluten-free waffles were at that point, Jason. Chicken and gluten-free waffles. I don't even think there are. Oh, Nazar was in Donetsk region yesterday. А що ти робив в Донецькій області вчора? Cherry quiche. A cherry quiche. A quiche with cherries. I don't know. Cherry waffles and chicken quiche sounds like a more appropriate situation. Бахмут. Але добре, а що ти робив в Бахмуті? Що ти робив в Бахмуті? Що ти робив в Бахмуті? Your dad tried to send a bag and lost. Then have you got it? It's a nice design. Do you design as well? Yeah, so Nazar was in Bakhmut yesterday, and he was bringing aid to Bakhmut in the Donetsk region, and he was also taking people and bringing them to the west. But my dad sent me a bag. It got stolen, and then he sent me that bag again. I will show you this bag. Actually, it's from an amazing brand, and that story about the bag blew up, and a lot of people ended up buying bags from Oksana's store, and they all really loved it. And I personally am a very big fan of her store. She sells them on Etsy, and I'll show you. I have two because she sent me one as a gift. They're handmade, hand-stamped leather, and she is from Kyiv region, where Vasil is from. So this is the bag. It's absolutely beautiful. If you have an anniversary with your wife, or if you have like a lady in your life or a gentleman who likes wearing bags, these are awesome, and you wouldn't believe it. They're about $150, but they're hand-stamped, handmade leather bags. The brand is called Limar Conceptual Leather Bag on Etsy. I have a link in my bio to them. You can either find them on one of the lists, or if you go to beacons.ai/Yulia and scroll down, there is like a link specifically to their website. So this is the bag that my dad sent me that got stolen from my mailroom. And then my dad resent it to me again as a surprise, and it made it. So it's a beautiful bag. It's genuinely like, look at the details of this. It has so many beautiful details. And it's $150. Like something like this in the United States would be like $1,000, because it's literally like every one of these bags is made by hand. And this one is their most popular model. She sent it to me as a present because I think about 75 people ordered bags from her, maybe more, based on that video about the bag alone. And because they're amazing. And so this is like you can use it as a backpack, because they're a little like backpack. parts here. See, you can use it as like a crossbody. You can use it as just like, you know, you can wear it like this. It's beautiful. Oh, did you get it? Yes. Did you get it yet, Jason? And so inside, first of all, oh, I was looking for this lipstick, silly me. But inside it has like a little compartment for your phone or for something. Yeah, and eventually a belt, right? So the company originally made horse saddles, but there is not really like a market for horse saddles in Ukraine like that, because they were very like original. Дякую. So the company basically it does ship to Canada. So okay, it doesn't ship on Etsy, but if you message her directly, if you go onto her Instagram, which is Conceptual Leather Bag, if you go on her Instagram and you DM her, so basically her shipping is open to United States and around Ukraine. But if you want her to ship to Portugal, to any European destination, to Canada, to anywhere else, you just have to DM her on Instagram and she will ship it. It's just that she has to pay to open shipping to different countries, and then it like screws up her ordering system somehow. And she basically like it just screws with her order, and she has way more orders from the US because of me, and way more orders from Ukraine than she does from Europe. And she had a European shipping open for a while after the video, and I think like she got maybe 70 orders from the US and 5 from Europe. And it's just not worth it to open it on Etsy permanently because it like messes something up. But if you ask her to send it, she will send it. Just like send her a picture of which bag you want, and she will send you an invoice and she will ship it out to you. Or she can send you like a link to Etsy with like open shipping. So yes, she does ship to Canada. You just gotta DM her. In general, with Ukrainian brands, if all of them have Instagrams. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so I will guide you to where find the link in bio on my Instagram. 1 second. I will show you. So like, let's say you are on my Instagram. This is my Instagram profile. And you go to beacons.ai. See, this is my profile. You scroll past here, 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 here. So you scroll, 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 and it's right here. See, it moves. This one, and it brings you to her Etsy. But if you wanted to DM her on Instagram, you go to CLB Lamar. Looks like this. And you just DM her. You basically just DM her. I might be tuning into John Aravosa as a moderator. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing that recently is because he's going on at 6, and that's usually when I run errands, when I have like the most errands, so I'm outside. But basically, here's a tip for Ukrainian brands. If you like a Ukrainian brand and they don't have a website in English, or it doesn't look like they ship anywhere else but Ukraine, every Ukrainian brand has an Instagram, because in Ukraine, most brands will sell things through Instagram DMs. It's like normal. It's a wild concept here, but in Ukraine, it's not. They'll just send you an invoice and you order through DMs. So all of them have an Instagram. And if you message them on Instagram with the specific items that you like, and you tell them where to ship it, they will calculate the shipping for you, and they will send it anywhere in the world. So If you find a Ukrainian brand and you feel like they don't ship to where you live and you're disappointed, don't be disappointed. They will most likely ship it to wherever you need them to ship it to. Zelensky dismissed Grigory Halahan from the post of commander of the Special Operation Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Viktor Khorenko was appointed in his place. Major General Grigory Halahan was appointed commander of the MTR forces on August 25th, 2020. Volodymyr Zelensky publishes a photo with the President of the Republic of Guatemala, Alejandro Giammattei. I thank Alejandro for the visit, for supporting Ukraine and the right of our people to freedom and independence. So, Ukrainians, if you haven't heard, we have a no-visa regime with Guatemala now, which is kind of cool. Okay, so it's a little too hot for me to sit here in Pustinka, so I will be needing to take it off for now. And also, I want my hair to dry and not be super flat. Okay, in the evening, the invaders shelled the Kryvyi district of the Dnipropetrovsk region. They hit by Velika Kostromka in Zelenodol community with artillery. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Oh, hi, Angela. Hi, ciao. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The shells hit the transformer, the support, and the power line. There is no light on one of the village streets. Specialists are already working on site. The migration service marked Kolomoisky passport as invalid. As Forbes Ukraine writes, businessman Ihor Kolomoisky could lose his Ukrainian citizenship since his passport is listed as invalid in the register of the state migration service for checking passports. Thank you for the follow. The passport details of Ihor Kolomoisky are publicly available on the Privatbank website, so we entered his data into the register. In the HMS database, a document with a series and number is indicated as invalid. When you enter the series and number, the system issues a notification. Information on the invalidation of the document in the databases of the State Customs Services is not available. Thank you, Rainbow. Today on the highway between Melitopol and Berdyansk, a Russian military Kamaz truck ran over a car with 4 people. Mayor of Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov. Adults and 2 children, a 4-year-old girl and 12-year-old boy died on the spot, and that was a Russian Kamaz truck in between Melitopol and Berdyansk that literally just ran over a car with civilians. The Ukrainian military shot down another Russian Su-25 aircraft. It was destroyed by the air defense unit of the Syczeslaw Airborne Brigade. One such aircraft costs about 11 million. Hi, Pauline. Ukraine will stop exporting grain in case of threats from Russia and the Black Sea, Minister of Infrastructure of Ukraine, Alexander Kubrakov. We signed an agreement with the UN and Turkey. These are the parties that must guarantee security. If they guarantee, it works. If they don't guarantee, it doesn't work, Kubrakov said. Armed forces of Ukraine destroyed 50 Russian ammunition depots with the help of HIMARS. Reuters citing the head of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. This cuts off their supply chains and deprives them from the opportunity to conduct active military operations and cover our armed forces with heavy artillery shelling, said Alexei Reznikov. EU provides Ukraine with a loan of 1.59 billion euros. The European Investment Bank, with the budgetary support of the European Union, approved the allocating of financing for Ukraine for 1.59 billion euros, of which 1 billion will be issued immediately, said European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. The annual budget deficit of Ukraine in the context of the continuation of the war will reach 50 billion at the end of 2022. That's insane. Another Siemens turbine is being shut down on the Nord Stream gas pipeline. Thus, the pipeline load will be only 20%. No more than 33 million cubic meters per day will be transported. Officially, Gazprom stated that the reason for the decline was the end of the time between overhauls. They're trying to blackmail Europe with gas. New HIMARS, MLRS, Phoenix Ghost drones, and ammunition are already being sent to Ukraine, the Pentagon said. This includes the latest US $175 million military aid package, as well as $95 million worth of equipment from the USAI initiative. According to the US Department of Defense, 4 more HIMARS were transferred to Ukraine, and their total number will now increase to 16. Slovakia may hand over its 11 MiG-29 aircraft to Ukraine at the end of August, says Sky News correspondent Deborah Haynes. That would be fantastic because, again, as I've mentioned a lot of times before, the aircrafts are actually going to be major game changers, even if they are super old. Also, there is a question on YouTube, and I'm wondering if customs clearance procedure is difficult and expensive in Ukraine when Ukrainians receive parcels from other countries. No, it's not. I've sent parcels to Ukraine multiple times in the last couple of months, and they get there pretty easily. Actually, USPS is garbage, and so it takes longer to deliver a package to Ukraine than for a package to come from Ukraine. But yes, no, it's fine. You can send a package to someone in Ukraine if you'd like to. It's going to get there easily, and we don't pay like individual customs on receiving a package, as far as I know. Statistics of destroyed ammunition depots of the Russian invaders for the last week. In total, 21 ammo depots, 17 bases, and 2 command posts were destroyed during the week alone. Kazakhstan decided to strengthen its army, fearing a war with Russia, Wall Street Journal. Fear of Russian ambitions is growing, a senior official said. Imagine if they didn't have Ukraine to insult it. Will we be next? Explosions are reported in the Zaporizhia region about an hour ago. Belarus plans to buy 1,000 body bags, Belarusian media reports. It is reported that the Ministry of Defense of Belarus sent a corresponding request to several organizations. Oh, because probably Russian soldiers. Is it better with the FedEx or UPS from the US? Yes, it is a million times better, but also UPS and FedEx are incredibly expensive. I don't think you can send a package to any country outside of the US for less than $100. In comparison of the front line in Ukraine and the front line if it passed through the EU countries. Infographic. The total length of the front line in Ukraine is 2,450 kilometers, which is equal to the border with the Russian Federation and Belarus. The length of the battlefield is 1,105 kilometers, on which hostilities are taking place. The distance from London to Berlin is just over 1,000 kilometers. All this points to only one thing. Ukraine needs more weapons and as soon as possible. So this is what the front line would look like if it were to pass through Europe. Just FYI. Hi, Lady Bubbly. Poles beat up Russian tourists in Turkey over disagreements over war in Ukraine. It is reported that Polish tourists initiated communication with the couple, but after a friendly conversation on general topics, they began to find out from the Russians their attitude to Russian aggression in Ukraine. After a short conversation, a fight broke out. The police were called not by the hotel staff, but by other tourists. The Russian tourist was taken to the nearest station and put in a cell, and in the morning, the hotel manager threatened the Russian couple with eviction. Sweet. During the 5 months of the war, Russia spent $17 billion on military equipment. This amount is more than the annual income of most subjects of Russian Federation. Привіт, зі Львова. Привіт. Привіт. Я також зі Львова. Привіт. Дуже приємно. Armed forces of Ukraine eliminated about 100 invaders, striking a base in Krustalne, head of the Luhansk army, Serhiy Haidai. It was there that the command post of one occupying military unit was located. That's the hotel that I showed you yesterday. It was completely destroyed. Heavy artillery weapons of the enemy worked in the Zaporizhia region, Secretary of the Zaporizhia City Council, Anatoly Kurtev. Shelling of Zaporizhia in the city were not recorded. Russia urges to hit Kyiv with rocket on the day Boris Johnson arrives there. A yelling propagandist suggests writing "Hasta la vista, baby," Johnson's last words upon leaving the premiership on it.
Ну а лучший подарок, я думаю, в период, когда Джонсон намеревается последний визит посетить Киев, ну, по какому-нибудь объекту в Киеве отправить крылатую ракету «Калибр» с надписью «Hasta la vista, baby». Ну а лучший подарок, я думаю, в период, когда Джонсон намеревается последний визит посетить Киев, ну, по какому-нибудь объекту в Киеве отправить крылатую ракету.
I like don't understand. They're literally admitting to war crimes on Russian TV and then they're like, oh yeah, we didn't do it. Are you stupid? Every single one of your crimes has been announced with a smile on your face on your propaganda television. Like, honey, what? Idiots. Literal idiots. Alrighty, guys. I have about an hour and a half window between rain and rain. And it looks like it's not raining outside, so I need to go run errands before it starts being apocalyptically rainy. So I shall see you guys tonight in the evening. We will see if, you know, if it's going to be a normal live or if there is going to be a bunch of random people that come in from God knows where for no reason. Although I was very excited that there were a lot of Malay people and people from the Philippines, because I would love to learn some words in Malay and some words in Tagalog. And yeah, there was just like, it was very interesting. It was just out of nowhere. There were so many people from different Asian countries. And that was really cool. But then there were also a lot of perverts for no reason. I really didn't like that. But okay. See you guys later. Oh, thank you, UG1894. Bye, guys. Okay, and broadcast on YouTube because I always forget.